Hi guys, I hope that you're having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with a let's discuss chit chat type of video. I wanted to share my thoughts on some of the things that are happening within our handbag world. And I asked you guys on Instagram if there are any topics that you want to get my 2 cents on, and I do have them with me, so we will be discussing those as well. So I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that I would love to discuss is, of course, the Louis Vuitton beauty line. Oh my God. Like when I tell you I am excited, that is like the understatement of the year. I can't wait. I cannot wait. What about you guys? Are you excited about this new Louis Vuitton beauty line? Let me know in the comment section down below. And the fact that they have Dame Pat McGrath, oh yes, Dame Pat McGrath as their cosmetics creative director, I think is absolute perfection. Like they couldn't have picked anybody better. I am a huge, huge fan of her stuff. My mom and I both have a few of her palettes as well as some of her lipsticks, and absolutely adore everything that she does. So I can only imagine what's in store for us when it comes to the new beauty line from Louis Vuitton. It's going to be absolutely epic. Like I am calling it right now. I just like I am like beyond words. That's how excited I am. When I saw the email come through, I'm like, oh my jaw dropped. I was like, it's happening. It's happening. Now, we don't know when it's happening. At least I don't have any information as to when it's officially going to launch. They say that it's going to happen very soon. Now, when I think of very soon, I think a couple of weeks. Their very soon might be a couple of months. I don't know. But if you guys have any information on the beauty line launching, let us know that as well, because we need to know. We need to know the who, what, when, where, and why, because I think it's going to be I can only imagine like the whole process, like the ordering process might be a nightmare, because I feel like a lot of people are anticipating this launch. I could be wrong, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, if you guys have any information, let us know. Now, I am curious about the price point when it comes to especially their lipsticks, because so far they've only teased lipstick and blush. I'm hoping that it's an entire range. Like you have mascara, eyeshadows, lip glosses, the whole 9 yards, right? But when it comes to the lipsticks in specific, I'm wondering what the price point is going to be. I'm hoping that Louis Vuitton might be a little bit more within like the 50, 55 range starting at. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on everything and anything that we discuss in today's video, okay? So let me know. But yeah, I'm hoping it'll be like $50 or $55. Can you imagine? They're like $100. It's gonna be crazy, absolutely crazy. But I am stoked, and that's, like I said, that's the understatement of the year. Okay, now there is one topic that came up quite a bit that you guys wanted me to share my 2 cents on, and that is the Takashi Murakami launch when it comes to Louis Vuitton. Not just multicolor, but also the cherry blossoms. Now, before I get into the whole thing, I just have to say one quick thing about the multicolor in general. I am not VIC, VVIP, whatever their acronyms are for really important clients. I am none of those, right? I don't spend anywhere near as much money as the people that are in that category. The fact that I was able to get anything completely blew my mind, because I didn't think I was going to be able to get anything at all, because again, I don't really, spend a ton of money at Louis Vuitton throughout the year. But the fact that you had VIC, BVIC, whatever they are, clients that were able to pre-order in December, and they were still waiting for their items mid-February, I think that is absolute garbage. That is bullshit. The whole point of you being in that tier is so that A, you can order your items first, and B, I would assume you would get your items first as well over anybody else. I was able to pre-order in December, and I was able to order in January. The fact that you had people ordering in January and they got their items before the VIC, whatever those people are, before they got their items, I think that's bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, that is absolute bullshit. If it was me, that would have left the worst taste in my mouth, because that's the whole point. You're at that tier, you're in that category, so the fact that you're able to pre-order the items first, you should be able to get the items first. Like, am I crazy? Am I the only one that sees that? I mean, I don't know, but Don't get me wrong, I am so happy that I was able to get anything at all, let alone the items that I really liked. But it was just like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. Now, the way that they handled the entire launch is also garbage, because the multicolor launch was a disaster, not only worldwide. Here in the United States, it was bad. It was so bad. I mean, I feel like people they were not able to order online. They weren't able to order with their sales associates. Some sales associates were saying this, others were saying that. And I don't blame the sales associates for getting misinformation either, because the information comes from the top, right? So I feel like everybody at the top, they should have known like how big this launch was going to be, especially because people were a fan of multicolor when it first launched 20 some odd years ago. The same thing happened when it first launched. Everything sold out like super quick.
Riddle me this: how does a multi-billion-dollar company who has obviously succeeded at business fail this miserably when it comes to a highly anticipated launch?
Then I hear that the cherry blossoms was the same way. Now, before the cherry blossoms launched, I was told that you weren't going to be able to pre-order. I didn't go for anything for the cherry blossoms. And to be completely honest with you, even though I can appreciate it, and I will say that the pink interior on the majority of the items is absolutely beautiful, the animation is just really not my cup of tea. It never really has been. So I didn't go after anything, but I heard that it was a nightmare. And I was told previously that before it launched, it's going to be a lot smaller than the multicolor, and people were not going to be able to pre-order with their sales associates. Everything was going to go as a first come first serve online. I heard some people were able to pre-order. I heard others say that they weren't able to pre-order. So it's like, if there's one thing that I feel that Louis Vuitton just excels at, is their inconsistencies. They are consistently inconsistent. And I've said that before. You know, don't get me wrong, I still love the brand, but it was chaos. It was absolute chaos. So even though it was supposed to be a smaller launch, and it was a smaller launch, I had a lot of people say that, you know, they were trying to check out online. They couldn't even get in. They had like a waiting room, and they waited in there for like two hours. By the time that they got into the room to purchase their items, everything had been sold out, and it was just as bad. It was just as bad. And I'm just like, dude, if you knew, like, did you learn nothing from the first launch? Like, you would assume that they'd be able to iron out the kinks so it would be a lot smoother, you know, the second collection or the second drop, because you still have cherries that's coming in a couple of months. So I feel like, okay, you learn from MC, it was bad. Now the cherry blossoms should have been a little bit smoother. By the time that you get to cherries, it should be like smooth sailing. Like, it should be like, there should be no rough waters when you're in that boat, you know, but only time will tell. But it was crazy. It was crazy. And you know, the funny thing is, well, I shouldn't say the funny thing is, I sit here and complain about, you know, the things that are happening and even the quality that I've noticed on some of their items, yet I still continue to buy. Like, I'm just as bad. I'm just as bad, because I complain about the things that they're doing wrong, yet I'm still here buying them. Like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I know better, but here I am still continuing to buy. So I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way? Let me know in the comment section down below. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So hopefully they get their shit right, and the cherries collection ends up being a lot better. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you honestly feel like Louis Vuitton is launching so many new items in such short amount of time that it almost feels like fast fashion? I know that we've discussed this before, but I feel like the last maybe 6 months, I just see like a collection after collection after collection dropping week after week after week. And I'm just like, I think it would be better if, I mean, who am I, right? I think it would be better if they just kind of limited how many new collections they come out with, and they're able to really pinpoint and zero in on quality instead of just pumping out all these new collections time and time and time again. Don't get me wrong, a lot of these new collections I think are absolutely beautiful, kind of like the pink denim collection that just launched and the gray one. Oh my God, those guys are so insanely beautiful. But I'm just like, dude, just last week you had a new line come out, and the week before that, and the week before that. I feel like there's just so much new that it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just the whole marketing tactic. The more that they produce, the more that you're inclined to want to spend more money. They want you to get FOMO and stuff like that. I don't know, but I just wish that they just kind of limited how many they pumped out and really just focused in on the quality control, the quality issues, and ensured that everything is up to par with, you know, with what we're known to expect from Louis Vuitton. I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way? Let me know in the comment section down below. While we're on the subject of Louis Vuitton, I wanted to share some information with you guys just in case. So if you watched my Slouchy PM unboxing, I had mentioned that my PM didn't come with that cardboard or cork insert that you put underneath the strap, right? Which I thought was really weird. I asked you guys on my video if any of your PMs came with that, and I did have someone say that their PM came with it. So I called customer service and I asked them, hey, was it an oversight? Is there any way that you'd be able to send one out to me, type of thing? And the sales associate, and this kind of goes back to what we just discussed about quality, even though this is technically not about quality. Well, maybe it is, I don't know. But I spoke to customer service and she told me, and I'm just paraphrasing here, she told me that Louis Vuitton is now going to be, they want you to be able to enjoy the items right out of the box. So they no longer, she's all, before we used to include stickers on the hardware, we no longer do that. We don't do any of those. We want you to be able to enjoy the items right out of the box, AKA we're cutting corners. That's the way that I see it. So long story short, she said, yeah, the PM, or the MM isn't going to come with that insert anymore. I know, I do appreciate when any item from Louis Vuitton does have that sticker on there, because you know you're getting a fresh piece. I know that we've discussed this before. You're getting a fresh piece, and I like that, especially because we're not talking about a stick of gum. I don't care if it's canvas, all right? I don't care if it's canvas. Most of these handbags are 2,000 plus. So it's like, it would be nice if it had the wrapped zippers and not the wrapped straps, but anything that we're used to seeing, it's nice. So the fact that they're cutting that out because they want us to enjoy the items right out of the box, I'm like, no, dude, you're straight up cutting corners is what you're doing. You know, at least that's the way that I see it. It's like, if you want to give someone a gift, I want them to know that they're getting a really, like, a fresh item, that it's not something that was, you know, on display or anything along those lines. I know that Gucci, and it's funny because when it comes to Gucci like has the straps completely covered up. They have all the hardware. They have, I mean, it almost looks like it's a replica when you unbox a Gucci piece, because everything is just wrapped up so nicely and, you know, in tight with plastic and all this other stuff. And I've heard a lot of people say, like, it looks fake when you do that. But then in the same breath, I'm like, okay, now Louis Vuitton doesn't want to include any of that. And it feels kind of like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of crazy that, that they would end up getting rid of that. But it would be nice if they brought it back. So I just wanted to share that information along with you guys in case you also got the PM and you noticed that, that it didn't come with that cork, with that strap or whatever it was. Who knows? Maybe your item did come with it. And because remember what I said before, Louis Vuitton is fantastic. Fantastic. They are so consistent about being inconsistent. So it's possible that that sales associate just said, sorry, girl, you ain't getting anything. I don't know. But like I said in that Slouchy video, I am super happy that they are giving more love to Demi Azur and Demi Ben, because the Slouchy will be releasing in Demi Ben. So be prepared. For those of you that aren't a fan of the Slouchy in the monogram or in the Demi Azur, be prepared because it's coming out in Demi Ben. So just thought I'd pass along that information as well. Now we have to discuss the Coach oversized Kiss Lock Clutch launch, because oh my goodness, that thing sold like that. All right, does that surprise me? Definitely not. I know that a lot of people, myself included, were anticipating this launch, and it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy, and I wasn't on top of my game. All right, I had no idea when it was going to launch. I didn't get in contact with any Coach sales associates or anything like that. By the time I got the email, it was like 15 minutes past when it was supposed to be when it was supposed to be released, and I went on the website, everything was gone, all right? Everything was gone. The oversized clutch, the small clutch, the backpack, everything. And I was like, oh man, but I will have that bag. At some point in time, I will have that bag in my collection. I am determined. And they had the 3 colors for the oversized. They had the black, the Pepto-Bismol pink, and the brown, the maple brown, right? If I'm not mistaken. The brown is my favorite because the brown with the brass hardware looks absolutely gorgeous. And the videos and the pictures that I'm seeing online, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't wait. I cannot wait. So they're going to be re-releasing it this summer. Hopefully they have enough to go around because, I mean, I don't want to have to wait until the end of the year, but if I have to, so be it. But like I said, I will have that clutch in my collection at some point in time. And I'm really happy that the price point wasn't crazy either, because I believe in my wish list video, I was like, I think it's going to be like $6.95, and that's exactly the price that it is, $6.95. But yeah, it was insane. It was insane. So I am so jealous of those of you that were able to snag that beauty, because oh my God, the leather on it looks absolutely gorgeous. It is like drop dead gorgeous. So yeah, I think that they were supposed to release at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. But some people were saying that they had a soft launch at like 8:30, and then they had another one at 8:45. So by the time 9 o'clock hit, everything was gone. So I was like, damn it, I missed out. But were any of you guys able to get the oversized kiss lock clutch? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm so jealous. Okay, now we have to discuss Gucci's newest bag, which is the soft bit large shoulder bag. Oh my goodness. When I got the email that they had recently launched this bag, I was like, oh my gosh, that is one of the best looking Gucci bags that I have seen in a long, long time when it comes to their leather collection. Because usually I do prefer to go for their canvas pieces. I've always been a huge fan of their canvas pieces or their fabric pieces. But when I saw this soft bit large shoulder bag in this gorgeous leather, my jaw dropped. It's available in 2 different sizes. You have the large size that comes in at $3,500, and you have green, you have caramel, you have red, and black. I think those are the only 4 colors available right now. And you also have it in the small size. I can't remember the price point for the small size. I want to say it's like $3,200 or something like that. I could be wrong, but I'll put the pictures up here so you guys can see it. But I mean, I feel like you can just appreciate, like I feel like you can smell the leather through the pictures because it looks absolutely delicious. The large one is right up my alley. I'm a huge fan of the large horsebit hobo that they released 100 years ago. You guys know I have that one. I also have the medium. But when I saw this, I like that it's a really fun modern twist on that bag, because you have the same oversized features when it comes to the large one. You have the same oversized features. You have that supple leather, but it just looks absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. I can't wait to go into the Gucci boutique and be able to play around with it, because I'll be honest with you, when it comes to Gucci, I'm not the biggest fan of their leather. I know that a lot of people love their leather when it comes to like the Marmont collection or to the Gucci collection, or the Gucci collection to the Jackie collection or the bamboo. But I feel like most of them are pretty stiff. I mean, I can appreciate that they're very durable, but at the same time, I want that soft, supple leather where it just kind of, it might turn into that beautiful mess. But this one, I feel like, I'm like, oh my God, the pebbling that it has looks so luxurious. It looks so beautiful. So I can't wait till I get to go into the boutique and play around with it. It is a little pricey. It is a little pricey to a certain extent because, again, you are getting a lot of leather, $3,500, and it has so many amazing details. But Gucci leather also doesn't really hold its resale value the best, but I'm hopeful that this bag will do so insanely well that it will be able to maintain its resale value, because it is a sight for my eyes anyways, because like I said, when I saw it, I was just like, oh my God, that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What about you guys? Are you guys a fan of the soft bit large leather shoulder bag? Let me know in the comments section down below. Like, I'm looking at it right now on Google and I'm just like, oh my God, it looks so beautiful. It looks so beautiful. I'm a big fan. I also had a lot of you guys ask if I can share my 2 cents on the new creative director for Gucci, which happens to be Demna. Now, he recently left Balenciaga, and to be completely honest with you, I really don't get the warm and fuzzies, all right? I don't get the warm and fuzzies. I know what they say about assuming it makes an ass out of you and me, but I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like if there's one thing that Demna does really well is shock value. And I feel like when it comes to Gucci, Gucci does a really good job of keeping their heritage while at the same time being able to modernize some pieces without getting too extreme. Not to the point, I mean, when they create something, it's not like you look at them and you're like, oh, I wonder what brand that is. Like, you know it's Gucci, right? Like, it just screams Gucci. Which I feel like, I guess maybe some people might think that they need to revamp their entire, you know, look. I disagree. I feel like, you know, they're fine. They're fine where they're at. So yeah, I don't really get the warm and fuzzies. I don't. I feel like it might take a turn for just it's a completely different aesthetic is what it is. It's a completely different aesthetic, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. That's for sure. It will be interesting to see. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe, you know, he'll create some pieces that are just like over the top amazing, something to kind of like jolt Gucci. I don't know. That could be the case, but my gut instinct tells me like it's not going to be good. Again, I could be wrong. On another note, there is another creative director that left, and that is Jonathan Anderson. He left Loewe. I am devastated. I am devastated because one of the greatest things that I feel that he created for Loewe is, of course, the puzzle bag. I am a huge fan of the puzzle bag, and he is going to Dior, which I'm like, why Dior? Why Dior? Like, I'm not a fan of Dior at all. Like, I can appreciate some of their pieces, but for the most part, there's really nothing that just kind of like makes my heart sing by any means whatsoever. Well, that's good news for Dior because they have him, right? And he's a genius in my opinion. But it sucks that he's leaving Loewe because I mean, like Loewe is one of my all-time favorite fashion houses. I think that they're absolutely incredible, and there is no doubt in my mind that he just completely catapulted that brand. I mean, above the water, above anything that it was before. Not saying that it wasn't great before, but he just really put it on the map, in my opinion. So I was sad to see the news that he's going to be leaving Loewe. I was like, no. Who knows? Maybe now I'll be in love with Dior. Maybe he'll create something that I'm just like, I have to have it. And I'm really hopeful that that's the case. So who knows? But what about you guys? How do you guys feel about these changes when it comes to these creative directors? Let me know in the comment section down below. Speaking of new bags, we also have to discuss the new Fendi Mama Baguette. So this bag recently launched, and to be completely honest with you, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of like 50-50 on it just because I have a soft spot in my heart for the Mama Baguette. I think it's such a beautiful bag. I had that bag before, I sold it, and I had thought about re-adding it into my collection again. So I'm a big fan of the vintage ones, but this new one, I just don't know. I don't know. I appreciate that this one is going to be coming out or is available in the Napa leather, and Fendi's Napa leather is absolutely incredible. It is so insanely soft, and I also feel like it's pretty durable as well. But I like that you have various ways of carrying it. So it does come with a removable long shoulder strap or a crossbody strap. It also comes with a removable shorter shoulder strap, which I like. You can take both of those off and use it as a clutch. The one thing that I feel is kind of weird is the fact that it does have like that drawstring type of detail to it, because it kind of reminds me of the Loewe Flamenco, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I thought it was a little odd for them to include it into the Mama Baguette. I felt like, I don't know, like it's just, I felt like they kind of went in a different direction, but maybe by the time I go into the boutique and I'm able to play around with it, maybe I'll fall in love with it. But at the same time, just the certain details that they have, I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe if they would have just revamped the vintage one just a smidge, just a teeny tiny bit, I think that would have been perfect, because the Mama Baguette, the vintage one, is still highly sought after now. So if they did those changes, I thought that would have been maybe a little bit better. But I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you a fan of it? It's available in 2 different sizes. So you have the small that comes in at $25.80, if I'm not mistaken, and the medium that comes in at $34.90, somewhere along those lines. So I don't think they have a ridiculous price point considering that beautiful leather that you're getting and the versatility of how you can use it and how you can incorporate it into your collection. So I love that. I just don't know if I'm a big fan of the drawstring detail. If they would have just not had that and just had the regular silhouette, I think that would have been 10 times better. And I'm really not a big fan of the colors that it's available in either, because they're very muted colors. They're of course you have black leather, but then you have very light muted colors that, I don't know. I don't think that they really enhance the details of the bag. I feel like the details themselves just kind of take away from the bag in general, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But I would love to know what you guys think about the Fendi Mama Baguette. But anyways, that does it for this chit-chat, let's discuss type of video. Do you guys like it when I do something like this? I know that since we don't have Minx Mondays anymore and you guys don't submit questions anymore, I felt like this would be a really fun way to still be able to talk about current things going on in our, our handbag world, and be able to touch base on certain things without having to, just only stick to certain questions and only talk about them for a minute or two, because we know that there are some topics that need to be talked about in depth, right? Kind of like the multicolor, the whole Takashi Murakami launch and whatnot. I don't know. That's just the way that I see it. But let me know if you guys want me to do these types of videos more often. I did one like this a few months ago, or maybe last year. And I was actually switching into a bag, and I felt like that was a little distracting. So today I just wanted to be me and you, baby. Me and you. Me, you, and my thoughts, and your thoughts as well. So again, I welcome you guys to share your feelings, your thoughts, your anything that you think about what we discussed in today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below. There is no right or wrong answer, nothing like that. I love when we have these types of discussions, because I feel like it's just, I feel like there's a lot of things on our minds when it comes to current things, current updates, current events when it comes to our handbag love. And there aren't very many people in our everyday lives that we're able to discuss these things in depth, right? So that's why I feel like this is the perfect type of way to discuss those things. But anyways, I'm talking your guys' ear off. I love you guys to the moon and back. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.